What's up, guys? What's going on? Are you struggling with product research? Well, this is a perfect video for you, especially if you use Viral Launch or want to learn how to use Viral Launch. Okay, so we're going to do a complete walkthrough of how to use Viral Launch's product research software. Okay, step by step. We're also going to go ahead and do some product research, hopefully find some winners, right? So it's the best of both worlds here. So if you're just learning how to use Viral Launch in general, great video for you. If you're just trying to figure out how to do product research, great video for you because I've done this thousands of times. And so hopefully we can learn some things as we go, and I'll kind of speak to you guys of how my brain works with this kind of stuff. That way you can go ahead and implement it at home as well. Okay, so stay tuned to the end. You won't want to miss a thing. Also, guys, any new watchers to this channel, first of all, thanks for being here. I appreciate that. Also, just a little bit about me. My name's Cameron James. I've been an Amazon seller for 3 years now. Now just trying to build a community and kind of give back. So if you want to stay up to date on any tips, tricks, kind of hacks, I guess, so to speak, and also my journey, I'm working on my second 7-figure Seller Central account this year. That's my goal. And so if you want to get updates on that, this is a perfect channel for you. Please hit that subscribe button and the notifications bell. It means the world to me. But without further ado, let's get into some product research, right, guys? That way we're not wasting anybody's time. So if we get into my screen here, so we're in the product discovery of Viral Launch, okay? And so if you don't have Viral Launch yet, obviously you can learn a lot from this, even if you use Jungle Scout or Helium 10, I don't mind. But if you want to use Viral Launch, I do have a 15% off lifetime code in the description. Again, I don't care what software you use. This is just what I use currently and what I'm most familiar with at this moment, okay? So let's just dig into it. The code's there if you need it. If not a big deal. I don't care, do what's best for you. But let's get going here. So first, guys, let's start with categories, right? So if we just, first of all, I guess, if we're in the back end of Viral Launch, and we have all these tools here, depends what plan you get, but we're gonna talk about product discovery and then market intelligence, okay? And so we're here on product discovery. And you can see here, it starts with categories. So what this does, guys, is this is going to literally search through the entirety of Amazon.com's catalog, okay? And you can go up here, and we're at Amazon.com, right? That's the United States. You can also switch between different marketplaces if that's what you're looking for. So you have tons of options here, guys. But .com is where I sell. I think it's by far the best market to be in. I haven't expanded yet into other markets, something we're looking into, but not a lot of drive yet, just because we're doing so well in the United States. Okay, so we're in the United States, obviously. So categories, right? This is where we first start. So this is every single main category on Amazon.com, okay? And so we're going to use this to sort through categories we want to find products in and where we don't want to find products in, right? And so just to kind of briefly go through this, I'll share some of the categories I like to sell in and why, and some categories that I don't sell in and why not there, right, guys? And so if we keep going here, we have appliances, right? I actually do not want to sell any appliances because, high return rate, things could go wrong when you're manufacturing, right? They have electronic components, things like that. I don't want anything to do with that just because it's just more risk, more, returns, more money lost, things like that. So I avoid that. Arts, crafts, and sewing. Yes, very simple products, right? There'd be a theme here. You want very simple products to manufacture, products that don't break, products that are maybe small and light. Again, doesn't necessarily have to be that way, but the smaller and lighter the better, the less the shipping cost, right, guys? And so arts, crafts, and sewing is great. Baby, not so much anymore. It's kind of gated now, and a lot of competitive products in there. And so I kind of avoid baby nowadays, but you can click that if you'd like. Again, get creative with this, guys. Books, not so much. This is more resale. You have to have permissions to do that. CDs and vinyl, no. Clothing, shoes, jewelry, no. Clothing, shoes, and jewelry have huge return rates. You need tons of variations, right? Because there's different sizes for everything. And so the inventory cost for that is huge, okay? Computer and accessories, maybe here, right? I don't really care about the computers, right? That'd be a hard market to get into, but accessories are cool, right? Like laptop cases, things like that, right? Electronics, no. Again, same reason for appliances. A lot of returns, a lot of defects, things like that, guys. Grocery and gourmet food, no. Don't know much about it. And there's a lot of rules and regulations towards that. Okay. Health and household. What you're going to find mostly in here is a lot of supplements. There's going to be other things as well, but 90% is supplements. And so I like to stay away from that, right? Unless you're trying to get in the supplements field, which is a little harder, right? Industrial and scientific. Yes, cool little tidbit for industrial scientific. The referral rates, right? What you pay Amazon per purchase is usually around 15%. Industrial and scientific, as of now, right, is only 12%. Right, which could change, but 3% difference is huge, right? When you're talking, when you're trying to get hundreds of sales, 3% over time is massive. So keep that in mind, guys. Kitchen and dining, yes, huge category. Movies and TV, no. Office products, yes, a lot of simple products there. Pet supplies, yes and no. There's gonna be a lot of things that is gonna be hard to manufacture, such like dog food, things like that. But there's gonna be simple pet, gear that's gonna be simple to manufacture. Kind of competitive, but might as well take a gander, right? Sports and outdoors, it's a lot of clothing, but there's some cool sports stuff that's possible there. Toys and games, no, very trendy. And there's a lot of stuff that's trademarked, things like that. Apps and games, no. Automotive, personally, no, but there's some automotive tools that wouldn't be terrible. That I could think of that you could possibly sell, but nothing I've ever seen that's caught my eye. Beauty and personal care, no, it's gonna be like topical stuff like lotions, things like that. Hard to get into, and you need certain regulations and certifications for your products, right? And when you're sourcing from China, those are kind of hard to get. Camera and photo, no. Cell phone accessories, again, don't really care about cell phones, but accessories, maybe. Collectibles and fine art, no. Digital music, no. Gift cards, no. Handmade products, no. Home and kitchen, yes. Big category, love it. Kindle store, no. Magazine subscriptions, no. Musical instruments, maybe. Some musical instrument tools, maybe there's some cleaning supplies, something like that. Patio, lawn, and garden, yes. Software, no. Tools and home improvement, yes. Video games, no, for obvious reasons. Okay, so that's the categories, guys. That's kind of where we like to search. But again, play around with this, learn more, and be creative, right? So that's how we like to start. Monthly sales, right? This is going to be telling you estimates, right, of how many sales per month a product is doing. So we can search, maybe they're doing, 300 sales per month to 1,500, somewhere in that range. Okay, monthly revenue, hopefully they're doing 5,000 to 25,000, right, somewhere in that range. Okay, guys. Obviously 5,000 is gonna be a little less competitive. It's gonna be probably easier to find a product, but again, less reward, right? But 25,000, right, doing a lot more in sales sounds more enticing, but there's gonna be a lot more competition entering that market, right? And so if you're newer to this, I would lean more towards the lower end of this, right? If you're more experienced and you feel confident competing, maybe you're in the higher end of this, okay? Price, again, I like to keep mine over $15 and, up to, $50, somewhere in that range. And let's keep this, under, 102 reviews, right? The less reviews the competition has, the easier it is to enter the market, right? Because, you can start selling with 25 reviews, but, say the competition has 5,000 reviews and you only have 25 reviews, you're not going to see a single sale, right? So it's better to have competition with lower reviews for obvious reasons, right? I'm just covering all the bases for you guys here. And so moving on here, we have advanced filters, right? This gets pretty intense. It does some estimations for, initial investment cost, net profit, things like that. Shipping tier, right? If you're trying to get shipping costs down, maybe you just do small. Fulfillment, right? You got Amazon, who does some private label products of their own. FBA, which is fulfillment by Amazon, right? Which is what we want to do. Just because you put the products in Amazon, they'll take care of the rest, which is why this business model is incredible, right? FBM is when fulfilled by merchant, so I'm shipping it from my home or warehouse. Not scalable unless you have fulfillment center of your own, right? So we're looking for FBA. BSR is bestseller rank. ASIN is just the code that every product gets in Amazon to identify it. And obviously there's a ton more here, guys, but I will not go into this just to save you some time. But again, as you start getting familiar with this, start playing around with some stuff and trying to figure out different ways to find different products, okay? And so once we filled all this stuff in, which we have, we're going to hit show products. Once that's done loading, we can see right here that it's going to generate a ton of products for us. So we can start looking through this, right, guys? And so we got BSR, right, which is best sellers rank, which is just a number Amazon assigns each product for how they're doing in that category, right? It's a ranking. So number 1 is the best seller in that category, okay? So, you know, 1's the best, and it goes all the way back for each category, okay? Monthly sales, it does about 1,000 sales per month. Monthly revenue, it does 25,000 a month. Profit, this is again an estimate based on fulfillment fees and referral fees that Viral Launch is estimating for you. I guess it's not estimating for you. They're actually getting those numbers exactly, the referral fee and the FBA fee, but they're estimating what it costs to buy the product, and they're giving you what they think and then what the profit would be. Again, they're doing this on a per unit scale right here. Price $20, net 17, so they're saying $3 per unit here. And then reviews, it's got 8 reviews here at a 5-star rating. Okay, so this is the rating, this is the number of reviews. Number of sellers is just 1, which you're going to see most of, unless you're like wholesale, you know, a wholesale product, right? You're going to see a lot more here. But we're doing private labels, so this seems right here. Okay, this is a wine clutch bag, so that's kind of cool. It's thermally insulated, carry tote. Okay, you know, I don't like fashion things, but this really isn't fashion. You don't have to make a really nice wine bag, right? You just have to make something that looks semi-decent, and that's going to keep your wine cold, right? And so, you know, something like this, we can look on Amazon here. All you do is click this little button, right? Keep going down. Let's just keep looking around here, guys. Australia's secret new combo wine allergy sensitivity prevention sulfate remover. Okay, this looks like a supplement type thing. Not really interested in that. Be hard to source. This is probably patent too. Going down, 6 foot high inflatable snowman. Okay, handcrafted, solid gold or solid color. Sorry, table runner. Okay, table runners would be easy. Number of reviews 22. Monthly sales 893. Okay, that's pretty intriguing, right? This would be super easy to manufacture. Clothing, again, not really interested in. You can see it's in sports and outdoors, like I kind of told you guys. Going down, we get a plush toy here, avocado. That's kind of, I'm more interested just to see what that's all about. So you see, guys, here, it's pretty simple to start finding some cool product ideas right here, right? And you can just go for pages and pages and pages. A little trick I like to use, I like to start at page 10 and work my way down, because most people are going to be in this 1 to 10 spot, right? And they're not going to go any further. So I like to hit 10, and then I like to work my way back from this, right? And just start there, right? So that's how that works, guys. And if we're moving on here, right? So we talked about product discovery, okay? And this is the web app. This is going to help us find things within Viral Launch. Let's talk about market intelligence, okay? And this is actually the Chrome extension for Viral Launch, which is free once you have the subscription. You just attach it to your Google Chrome, and then you log in. And you can hit this, and then we can start to look at numbers, okay? Okay, so once that loads, right, we can start taking a look. So actually what we're seeing here, guys, is all the variations on this one listing, okay? And it's telling us estimated sales per variation, all right, which is absolutely crazy. So, you know, like I said earlier, right, if we exit out of this real quick, you see all these variations. I was talking about fashion, or how I hate all these different variations because it creates a huge inventory cost. Well, what if we just sell the one that's selling the most, right? Maybe we just start with one first and then work our way up, right? So we look here and we find the one that's selling the most, which this guy, the 3 bottles, let's see here. What color are we at? Okay, so to see color, let's go ahead and hit this guy, right? So this is the one right here. It looks like the tan and black one, right? It's a three bottle kind of backpack-ish one that's doing the most out of all these. We go down. Okay, this one is doing just as much. Again, very similar. So maybe we start with these and we don't create a huge product line, okay? Sorry for jumping ahead. So let's just step back for a second. So for people who don't understand how this thing works, right? So this is just pulling up on Amazon using this product page right now and estimating sales for you and all this other data, right? And so it's essentially a product discovery on Amazon for you, right? Which makes it so much easier because you can do this on a keyword basis, which I'll show you here in a second. So you can go on a keyword and say, type in lemon squeezer, you hit that, and then all those pages of lemon squeezer will pop up, and it'll tell you the estimated sales, how each is doing, what spots they're in, how many reviews, and all that good stuff, right? And so we can see that here, right? It's got the title, category, BSR, monthly revenue, price, estimated unit margin, monthly sales, review quantity, right, which is huge, review rate, which is just comparing sales versus reviews, right? Review rating, which is big, right, because you want a competitor with really low reviews because, then you can put a nicer product on the market. Say they have 3.5 stars, your product's 4.5 stars. Well, which one is the consumer going to want to buy? Yours, right, because you're a whole star better than them, okay? Fulfillment way, FBA, right, sales and reviews. Again, this is the ratio from sales divided by reviews, and then all this other good stuff, right? So what I'm mostly concerned about here, right, is monthly revenue, price point, monthly sales, and review quantity, okay? And so this is a great way to find things quickly, all right? And so if we go back and we type in a keyword, right? We type in a keyword, we see all these lemon squeezers, okay? Now we want to see how the sales are doing. So we hit this Viral Launch Chrome extension, Market Intelligence. Okay, we wait for it to load, right? And then you see right here, it's popping up every single product on this page, right? And we get a look at monthly revenue, price, unit margin, right? Monthly sales, review quantity, and all that good stuff, right, guys? So it's a quick way to see information, to see how a niche is doing for you potentially to want to look more into and possibly find your winning product, okay? So obviously Lemon Squeezer is a terrible product to source. It's super competitive, right? 4,000 reviews, I want nothing to do with that. But you see how this works, right? And so let's quickly go through the rest of market intelligence, right? So you know how to use it fully, all right? So you see top sellers right here, which is super easy to use. Let's hit market trends. So what market trends is it's actually showing you their sales per time or during what time of year, right? And so what this is great for, right, is to check if your product has seasonality. So if you see a really low dip during, say the winter months here, it's very high on this summertime, that the product is seasonal and it sells mostly in the summertime, right? So you should expect, or at least be aware, that you're not going to sell any in the winter and you're only going to sell in the summer, right? Which causes issues of its own. And it kind of sucks when you're first starting because you don't have that cash flow coming in, right? During the slow months. So if you're just beginning, you probably want a product that is pretty year round, right? And not so seasonal, but depending on what you're looking for. So that's market trends, guys. A VL analysis is just it's telling you potential product score here, possible monthly sales, reviews needed to sell well, sales pattern analysis declining, so saying that sales overall are declining, some tips and warnings, right? Average review volume is high, which makes a high barrier to entry. It's kind of what I was saying, it was very competitive. There are products with high review rating. Be sure to take your time to source a high quality product, right? And so it kind of helps you out there. Cost calculator, right? It's going to help you determine what the fees are going to be, referral fee, right? So these are fixed at $14.87. This is where you're going to pay Amazon a referral fee, and this is where you're going to pay them to ship, store, pick, and then ship your product to the customer, right? The FBA fees, and then this is the estimate they're using for per unit cost and what it's going to cost, total when it's landed. Okay, landed meaning that from China all the way to an Amazon FBA fulfillment center in America here, right? So you say like, oh, I know I can get this product for way cheaper, right? Say 30 cents, you hit that in there, and then it's going to go ahead and spit out different profit per unit for you, okay? So you can play with that, but mostly you'll be using top sellers here to get an idea of what the niche looks like, okay, guys? So that is how to use that. And let's go back to some of our products here. Let's see if we can find any winners. And so this has 26 reviews, right? A good amount of variations. I'm not a huge fan of that, but we can use the Viral Launch extension to, go ahead and figure out what the best seller is, right? So say I really like this product, right? the thing I'm going to do next, right, is going to go look at the niche overall, okay? Just because this one product is doing well does not mean that it's a good product to sell, if that makes sense, okay? We need to look at the whole competitive field, okay? And how we do that is we'll go ahead and grab one of the main keywords here, which is table runner, right? And then we go to all, okay? And we hit table runner, okay? It's a pretty, we're guessing kind of what the best keyword is for this niche, but you can assume table runner is up there for sure. And we go up here and we can use the viral launch extension to kind of see what's going on. All right, guys, once that's loaded, we can start looking here. Another thing to note here is this SP. What this stands for, you can see it's not here or here. This is actually the sponsored listings. And so these are, if you're unfamiliar, sponsored listings are the pay-per-click, the PPC, the Amazon PPC, where people are actually bidding on that keyword to be ranked up top there, and it costs money. So these aren't the true top people for this keyword, but these are the sponsored listings. So I usually kind of ignore those, right? And I know this is the first one that's organic in this search term. And so I look at monthly revenue, 23,000, 26,000, 7,000, 185,000, 85,000, 22,000, 48,000, 26,000. Okay, so I feel confident that I found the right keyword here to kind of do some more digging into the niche, right? And so that's kind of the first thing I was checking. And the first thing I noticed, right, I noticed too, if there's any errors, Viral Launch will tell you. This doesn't really scare me because I guess there's 4 here. This doesn't really scare me because I keep going and the ones without errors are still popping up with great sales. And I keep going, I get to keep going and going and going, right? So that doesn't really scare me, guys. And I go over here, right, now I'm going to start checking monthly revenue, which I saw was already great. Price points, 15, 10, 17. It's a little low at 10, 99. But there's obviously ones that are up at the 20s, right, which is probably the ones I'd start to target to go after, right, to have a higher price point, which usually means that you're going to have a higher margin, right, or have the opportunity to have a higher margin, okay? And so going over here, we see review count. I see on the first one here that's not sponsored, 165, 155, 15, 1130 was a little high, 1250 a little high, 400. Okay, so this is getting a little high for me, guys, right? But I do love the sales depth. Okay, so if you have a little skills on, not little skills, but if you have some experience on Amazon and you feel confident, this is a kind of an interesting niche, right? Because you see the guy with 12 reviews doing 10,000, 74 reviews doing 10,000, 14 reviews doing 12,000, and then they got 475 doing 26,000. This means that even at a low review count, people are still doing pretty well, right? I don't recommend this for beginners, but for someone with a higher skill set, this is not a bad product whatsoever, okay? So let's exit out of this one. And let's go over the plush avocado stuffed pillow. All right, so products like this makes me happy. You can see that the product itself is just super cool. And this is most likely going to be a gift. No one's going to want to return this. And so this is kind of overall could make it for a great product. And you can vacuum seal this, guys, right? And so the box is going to be a lot smaller, which, lower volume on your shipment, the lower the shipment cost, okay? And it's going to be super light, right? And so let's look at the sales for this. All right, guys, so this guy's doing 22,000 for the top variation of this at the higher price point, which is fantastic. And even the smaller ones are doing okay. Okay, so I love the sales here. And obviously, I've made it clear I love the product. And so if we do avocado stuffed pillow, right? Oh, we can see there's a whole niche for this. Wow. And we see that the review count is super low. Wow. Okay. You guys are watching me find a potential cool winner here. Okay. I do not like, actually, the one thing I do not like is how many I saw right away, but this is just page 1. And so if I go down, right, I see, 1 row, 2 row, 3 row, 4 row, 5 row, 6 row, 7 row, and it starts to taper off. That's actually a really good sign. At first, I was a little scared that they're just going to keep going forever, right? Which they can, depends on the variations, right? This is a little different. The sizes are different. This one's a lot smaller. This one's a lot bigger. But if you can, keep finding these things, 3 pages down, right? Which you can find these little ones, but that's not really what we're doing. We're actually looking for the big ones, right? The one at $50. And so it's not as saturated as I first thought, but there is some competition, okay? All right, guys, I hope you got the basics of how to use the product discovery tools in the market intelligence tools for viral launch. I know we didn't get into everything involved in product research, but you did see me find a cool avocado pillow that potentially could be a game changer, right? And has some fat margins with a really low review count. So you see how easy and creative you can get into finding these products very quickly too. But I know there's probably more questions out there. So, to save some time and not make this a 6-hour, 8-hour video, right? Go ahead, and if you have any questions at all, put them in the comments below about product research. I personally reach back out to everybody in all of my comments on YouTube. So I'll address and answer your questions there, and we can get further into any subject or any questions you may have with product research or viral launch in general. If you like this video, please hit that like button, and please subscribe as well. That means the world to me. But otherwise, guys, for the people who stuck around this long, I appreciate it. Again, there's that 15% off coupon code. If you need it for viral launch, might as well save 15%. If you can, if you're going to use it anyways. Again, I only do affiliations when I get to save you guys money, right? So everybody deserves to save money if they can, right? But otherwise, that is it. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.